Hi everybody and welcome to a poorly tactics board. We are COVID free, but we have the lurgy that's going round. Although Karl, I have to admit, I'm quite liking my voice this week. I feel a bit in a sexy voice.
You've got a deep voice.
Sexy, is it?
My voice is a mess, so if I have to start coughing halfway through, I apologise in advance. It's not COVID, all been checked. It's just a cold. Sorry.
I think we all forgot that there was other things in the world. Yes.
Yeah.
Colds that go around. So Karl and I are both fighting off colds this week. But I have to admit, Karl, that your team have made me, given me a lot of happiness this week, a lot of humour. Before we talk fantasy football, how are you feeling?
I think it's probably making me feel even worse, I think how United playing it is really bringing this cold on. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Because we got Liverpool at the weekend, and I think, in my opinion, I think United have probably got a better squad than Liverpool. I don't think we've got a better first 11. I think they've got a better first 11. On paper, I think we've got a squad that could compete with City and Chelsea. But what we haven't got, what Liverpool have got, Chelsea and City have got, they've got managers with a different level of experience. So we haven't got a manager with experience of Klopp, of Tuchel, of Pep. Don't get me wrong, I think Ollie's done a great job up until now, but he needs to do something. Like, he really needs to do something. Like, we've seen Tuchel, when he's in charge of Chelsea, he changes things tactically and it changes the game for them. Ollie's got to figure something out. He's got to figure something out fast. Like, I don't want this to sound like I'm Ollie out, because I'm not. I'm Ollie in, I definitely am. But now is the time, with Liverpool at the weekend, to change things around. I can see that fixture going one of two ways. We're either going to absolutely smash, or it's used as a marker in the sand and we change the way our season's going and we nick a result or whatever. But yeah, it's not enjoyable. It's hard work.
Ollie does have a tendency as well, doesn't he, to pull a massive result out when he's going through a tough patch. Do you think though that Ollie? Because personally, I think he's hit his ceiling now. Like, undeniably, he's done well. He's brought he's brought stability to your club, and obviously finishing second in the league last year was a great improvement for you guys. Obviously, put alongside the fact that Liverpool had a really bad year, I feel like he's hit his ceiling now, though. I think it's time. I mean, I hope he stays all season, but I think realistically, you guys should be moving on now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time, isn't it? Exactly. That's kind of, we said the similar thing in a different way. Like, now is the time that Ollie needs to do something, and I think he's probably got it in him to do it. So we will see. We will see. Anyway, let's talk about fantasy football. How did you get on this week, Natalie?
Yeah, so I got 72 points this week.
Woo! 72. I got 70. So you've just put me. You've just put me.
I know, but I'm not beating you by enough, because where are you in our league now?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I don't look at where I am in the league. I just know as long as I get a few points here or there above you, I'm fine. I had Salah, who was a captain. He got me 32 points.
Same.
As probably everyone did, didn't they, in the game. I am now 363rd.
363, or I'm 439. See, that's it. I'm catching you, but I need more than 2 points.
You need more than 2 points. I think the horse has bolted, mate. I don't think you're catching me.
Mate, I am stable now. I really feel like I'm finding my footing with everything now. I'm getting really happy with my team.
Okay.
If you'd like to join our league and see where you can compete against Karl and I, please join our league. It's 997-6717. I now, after 10 episodes, know it off by heart. 997-6717. We give out spot prizes throughout the season, so do join us there. We've nearly got 1,000 players in our league now. Yeah, I just feel like I'm nearly there. Like, a couple more. I want to get Trent back in my team. I just need to work it out, because obviously he's so expensive. But apart from that, I'm feeling good about mine, Karl. How about you?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's strange because I've took Ronaldo out and he's still out. But I'll kind of talk a little bit of the reason why I've done that a little bit later on in the programme. But I just think I still want to tinker around with mine. I'm still not settled. But I mean, you have said you've settled for the past month and you're still not catching me, so I'm fine. Honestly, I'm fine.
I'm just going to go for consistent, though. There's a lot of time. There's got games left to be played. And
how many subs have you got left to change?
Ooh, that's a great shout.
Because I have been using mine really fast. I don't know if it's too fast.
Really?
I have got... I've only got 29 transfers left out of the 40.
You've got 29 left. Oh, I've only got 26.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine then. We've got 3 more. And we've got a wild card, don't forget, in January. So I think that'll be all right.
Yeah, and I'm all right now. Like I say, I'm getting settled. I'm hitting my groove. Right, let's have a look then at the team of the week for last week. And we're going to start in goal there. And it is, of course, Mendy from Chelsea. He is now the highest scoring goalkeeper in the game so far this season. He's just a brilliant, just steady choice. Expensive, but he's pulling the points in, Karl.
I mean, what a game he had, didn't he? He got you 16 points. He had a ball that smashed in his face. He tipped it over the bar from a point-blank overhead kick. But yeah, there's no wonder that 44% of top 1K teams have him in their side. So the people who know what they're doing have him in their side. I transferred him out a few weeks back just because of the price thing, because I wanted to spread the cost elsewhere. But yeah, what a keeper he has. And there's no wonder that he's in the team of the week. And we've got 2 Chelsea defenders who are in the team of the week. Ben Chilwell is one of them who got you 16 points. And he's on a bit of a goal-scoring run, isn't it? I mean, Chilwell's goal was his 3rd in 3 games for Chelsea and England combined. And he's got Norwich, Newcastle and Burnley coming up. So he'll be looking not only to get on the score sheet, but to keep a clean sheet as well at the same time.
Yeah, I think I was one of those players that's got caught in this Chilwell, Alonso, annoying fantasy situation. So I had Chilwell in my team at the start of the season. And then when we didn't play for the first few games, Alonso was smashing it. Out I went with Chilwell. In I went with Alonso. And now Alonso hasn't played the last couple of games. His stats, Chilwell's, are quite surprising, actually. I imagine it's happened to quite a few people than what happened to me, because he's only in 5.72% of people's teams, only in 0.4% of the top 1,000 as well. But I guess that's because he really has only played for the last 2 games. But in the Brentford game, like you say, goal, clean sheet, he got bonus points for tackles. So I guess the question is now, we're in a similar roulette situation to you get with City at the minute. Is he gonna keep playing, Karl? Is he one to get in your team, do you think, or is it just too much of a gamble?
I think it's too much of a gamble for the cost of them. It is too much of a gamble. I mean, if you look at the next defender, we've got Christensen, who got you 10 points. And I think the reason week in, week out we're seeing Chelsea defenders in the team of the week is probably due to Edouard Mendy, because he's giving those Chelsea defenders the confidence to go forward, the confidence to keep clean sheets. So if it's not Chilwell and Christensen, it's Alonso and Rudiger. So that's why we're seeing Chelsea defenders pretty much week in, week out in the team of the week. But I don't know who it's going to be. I've gone with Rudiger, and I put Rudiger in last week. Obviously didn't play. But I'm hoping he'll be back this week, because he is my kind of Ruben Diaz for Chelsea. He's going to be the one that's consistent when he's fit. So yeah, I've gone with Rudiger, but I'm not sure.
And then Ruben Diaz didn't play last week. I think I actually sat on this show last week and said, everybody put Ruben Diaz in. He's definitely going to play for City every week. And then Ruben Diaz didn't play. Well, he came on as a sub, but the joy of Pep Roulette. Actually, the highest scoring player so far this season, defender for Chelsea, is Azpilicueta, actually, which is interesting. But they're all expensive. He's 9.3. Rudiger's 9. What's Chilwell?
I think he's like 9.6, I want to say. I honestly don't know.
Christensen 8.3, Chilwell 9.6, yeah, so they are all pricey. And then the other, 3-man defence this week in the team of the week, and a surprising one there, Karl.
Yeah, Obona for West Ham. I mean, he got you 17 points. He got his goal, which is probably one of the reasons he's in the team of the week. But it was his partnership, Natalie, with Kurt Zouma, which for me looked really, really strong, which is why he also got you a man of the match award, a clean sheet bonus as well. But yeah, only selected by 0.54% of players. So if you saw something that no one else pretty much saw last week and you had him in your team, fair play, because I didn't. No one did pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. But we know what it's like when a defender scores. Then they quite often are making the team of the week. So 3-man defence this week there. So Chilwell, Ogbonna and Christensen. And then moving into midfield. Now, I absolutely love this man. So John McGinn gets into the team of the week this week with 16 points. So he started in the game against Wolves. So a bit bittersweet for him, obviously, because Villa got beaten. He started, he scored, he assisted, he was man of the match, and he got bonus points for tackles. Now, I obviously love John McGinn because I am Scottish. He scored recently for Scotland in the massive win that we had against Israel. He's full of tenacity, he's full of character. I think he's one of those players that everybody likes. So really pleased for John McGinn.
I think he was decent as well last season. I've been decent for a few seasons now. He was good last season with Jack Grealish, but to me, it seems like he's thriving a little bit more now Jack Grealish is gone.
Yeah,
and that isn't a negative towards Jack Grealish because I thought they worked really well together last season, but I just think he's come out of the shadows a little bit. And fair play to him. I really like him. I rate him. He just bounces. All the players, Wolves players, were just bouncing off him left, right, and centre. He uses his body really well.
People always say that. He uses his bum, don't they?
It's a good attribute as well. If you've got it, use it. You might as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next
up.
So
then, moving on to the rest of the midfield.
Yes. We have got Endon Bailey, who's got you 12 points. He scored a good goal, Natalie. I don't know if you saw it. He stood out for me in that midfield for both Spurs and Newcastle. But that was probably because Newcastle allowed him so much time and gave him so much space. And a lot of players obviously agree with me because he's only been selected by 0.16% of players. He's not a regular. He's not a regular for Spurs. And when he does play, he doesn't always turn it on. But he's definitely got something. Like some games you see him playing, you think, oh my God, he is out of this world. But that's not week in, week out.
Yeah, so he started the last 4 games, but then he was only picking up 2, 2 and 2 until this week when he got the goal, the bonus points for the passes, the bonus points for the tackles, and he's come in this week into the team of the week. So, 12 points. What do you think of Spurs? Do you think their roller coaster season is getting on the up again?
He's on the up. Yeah, I think he probably is on the up, I think Harry Kane is one of those that, regardless of what goal it is that goes in to break this duck, which he's had, I think he will now go on a bit of a scoring run. He did it a while back. I think there was a thing where Harry Kane wouldn't score in August. Do you know what I mean? It always took him a while to get going.
Yes,
but then he scored he scuffed it and the ball went in. And then he just went on a complete mad one and scoring week in, week out, multiple goals. So I think that's probably a bit of a start of it for him. And Son is brilliant. I love watching Son week in, week out. And it's going to be a shaky season all season for Spurs, don't get me wrong. But I think Kane's going to start getting on the score sheet going forward.
Yeah, I hope he does as well. I hope he does.
Yeah.
Right.
Go on.
The man has made the team of the week after a scintillating performance against, your boys in red. Tielemans makes the team of the week this week, bringing in 15 points. He started. He scored, Karl. He was man of the match, Karl.
He did.
Passes and shots bonus, Karl. Now, I didn't watch the full game, but I'm sure you did, so I bet you can give us a lovely review of his performance at the weekend.
He's very good, isn't he? Let's just say he's very good. I mean, only 16% of players have him in, but 21.9% of top 1K teams have him in. So the players who know what they're doing have him in their side, which kind of speaks volumes. And Leicester City know what they're doing because they're trying to tie him down to a new contract, I think. Barcelona are sniffing around him. It just shows how good of a midfielder he is. Brendan Rodgers has come out this week after the game singing his praises. He was really good against United, but we were just so poor again. So, let's move on. Let's move on to the City defence, City midfielder, because I've had enough.
Oh, really? I wanted to talk about him a little bit more there. 8.7 million. No way, players. I'm just on the player stats for the season.
Yeah.
51 total points he's had so far. That's the same as Sarr. Same, more than Fernandes, more than Townsend, more than Benrahma.
See what I mean? That's what I mean. That's why 21% of top 1K teams have him in. They know what they're doing. They see things before it happens. That's what I've seen often. Now, when I'm looking at transferring players in, I'll just see if not a lot of people have picked him who are in the top 1K. I won't bother because they see patterns before we do.
Sorry, he's 51. Sarr's 51 as well. So him and Sarr are the top performing midfielders. He's 8.7, Sarr's 7.8. So, but still, wow. I mean, I didn't realise he'd picked up that many points. That's awesome. But yes, let's move on to the next guy. Give you a break for a second, Karl. Is Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva makes the team of the week, getting 13 points this week. He scored in our game against Burnley at the weekend. He was man of the match in that game, and he got bonus points for passes as well. For me, Bernardo Silva is perhaps in the form of his life. He was our player of the season 2 or 3 seasons ago. I forget, the time is all merging. 18-19, he was player of the season and he was phenomenal. And he's back to that level of form again and perhaps, if not better, he was just magnificent at the weekend. He's an absolute joy to watch. Again, the issue with Bernardo Silva, as it is for many of the Manchester City players, is just the Pep roulette situation. which I guess is the explanation for the fact that he's only in 2% of teams and 0.4% of
1K
teams in the
teams.
top 1K, because you just cannot guarantee if he's going to start or not.
It's difficult as well.
Although he has all season. That's the thing.
It's difficult for City players in general. I want to ask you a question while I was talking about City, is like Raheem Sterling. Like, he plays great for England, and then when he plays for City, he seems to lack confidence. Like, what's going on there? Has his relationship completely broke down with Pep Guardiola? What do you think's going on?
Mate, it's like the golden question at the minute. What's going on with Raheem at club level? Because we know how good he is for his country. We know how pivotal he was in England's performances in the summer. But honestly, he's not been at that level for City for over a year now. And we all love Raheem Sterling. You know, we love him as a man. We love what he's done off the pitch. We love what he's done. In the constant battle against racism in this country. We love him. But on the pitch for the last year, he has not been doing it. And I honestly I couldn't tell you why, and I don't think anybody knows. I don't think Pep knows. I don't know if Raheem knows, but he's just so out of form at the minute. Obviously, we've got Ferran Torres injured for a couple of months. If anyone's watching that didn't already know that, get him out your team. He's injured for months, and it might give Raheem Sterling a run of games now. If it's a confidence thing, I don't know. No idea, mate.
Yeah, it is a strange one, but let's move on now, shall we, to our strike force, Natalie. To happier times for Liverpool fans, which is great for everyone involved here. Mohamed Salah, who got you 16 points, 92.5% of top 1K teams have him. So if you've not got him, I don't care. Sell the kitchen sink to get him in. It's not too late, so get your points throughout the season. But twice now, Natalie, he has ripped apart 4 defenders who were tight on him. He did it against your lot, City. He did it against Watford at the weekend. And with United up this weekend, I am very worried. Like, I am proper worried. I'm just like, I watched him last night for the Champions League as well. I was just like, oh my word.
I know, me too. I was like, oh. He's absolutely world class. He's probably, arguably the best player in the world right now. You've got to have him in your team. I can only imagine, I said last week, the 7.5% of people that don't have him are Everton fans, and I've got total respect for that. I'm absolutely fine with that. If you're an Everton fan and you've not got him, that's fine. But everybody else, you've got to have him, and you've just got to captain him in every week.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, even if you get tight on him, like he did against City, like he did against Watford, he can still get out of it and score. So United, at the moment, are dreadful defensively. So we're not going to get tight on him. So he's just going to run wherever he wants. But anyway, we will see.
Are you expecting him in the team of the week again next week?
Yeah, you know what I am? I'm expecting him in. And depending on the result, I might not be here next week. So we'll have to see how we get on. But let's move on now from Liverpool for a brief moment to our other striker, Southampton's Brozier, who got you 13 points. And Natalie, it was his first start. It was his first goal. You can't ask for much more than that, can you?
And Brozier's, not even got a picture on the app.
I know, you know what? I thought that as well. I was like, oh my God, he's not even got a picture. How has he got a picture? 0.6% of players have him. I expect that to increase, because if you watch how he played with Redmond, that partnership worked really well, I thought. And I think he's going to end up starting more and more games. And it's £6.6 million. He's pretty cheap as well for in the game. Yeah,
and he scored at the weekend. So, he's arguably he wants to keep his place. Is it Armstrong that dropped out for him, who's not had it, the start of the season. I think I did my one to watch at one point because I liked him in the Championship so much last season. But now Brozier's come in and scored. He's got to be saying, that's it. I'm starting again. I'm doing my job. And it's 6.6 in comparison to some of the other, the cost of some of the other strikers in the game. 0.0% of people in the top 1,000 have him. We'll see. I reckon that's going to start changing in a couple, within the next few weeks. If he can carry on getting starts, getting a few goals, that's going to change.
No, I completely agree. And our final striker as well, I thought more people would have him, I'm going to be honest. Only selected by 1.55% is Bobby Firmino, who is our highest scoring player this week in the team of the week. He got you 23 points. He got you a hat-trick. And Natalie, it's not often that someone who will get you a hat-trick isn't named man of the match. Well, that just shows how good Mohamed Salah has been. Because Firmino wasn't a man of the match. He still got you 23 points. If you captained him, fair play to you. But only 0.1% of the top 1K teams have him, Natalie.
That's amazing, that. I'm just looking at him on the list. So he's 9.2. He's got 34 points this season so far. Gabriel Jesus is 9.6 and he's got 47 so far. And then I'm looking up above him. Then to get those level of points that he's bringing in, then you're in your premium players. You're in your 10.6, 10.7, 10.8. So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money,
Because
isn't it? I can understand why, because it's a lot of money.
It's because Jota's been playing in front of him, isn't it? But Firmino played as well last night for against Atletico Madrid. So maybe that tide's turning a little bit. Maybe Firmino will come in a little bit more. Because when he plays, he scores. It's just they've got good options up front, haven't they? Liverpool, and whether he'll score this weekend, I'm hoping not.
I'm hoping, yes! Come on, Firmino and Salah. Stack those points up again this week. Brilliant. Oh, yeah. Karl. Oh, God bless you. How are you feeling about the weekend?
I'm dreading it, mate. I'm absolutely dreading it. Like, it's not going to go well. I'm like I said before at the start of the show, like, it's going to go one of two ways. I'm hoping it'll go United's way and we'll turn the season around, but I just can't see it happening whatsoever. But yeah, Natalie, who is your one to watch? I want to see who your one to watch is. It best not be a Liverpool player.
You just want to change the subject as quick as possible, don't you?
It best not be a Liverpool player. Come on.
No, it's not. Do you know what? I should have done that. But no. So this week, because I've been sort of like feeling like I'm a bit more settled on my team, although I do have a little bit of tinkering still to do. And as I say, I'd like to get Trent in the team. So I was looking at kind of bargain buys, and I've decided that my one to watch this week is Ethan Pinnock. Obviously, he plays for Brentford, who are everybody's favourite team outside of their own at the minute. Everybody is very much enjoying watching Brentford this season. He is 6.1 million. For the points, so he's had 44 points this season so far, 6.1 million. He's an absolute and utter bargain. I love the fact, I love his story. He was playing non-league football just 4 years ago. Now he's in the Premier League now with Brentford. He's a star player for them. Got to mention as well Janssen that plays with, alongside him. 6.2 he is. 40 points. So the both of them, had a really, really solid start. I just think it's 6.1 million. He is a great, if you're looking to save some money to invest in a Trent or, in a Lukaku or one of the premium players, he's somewhere where you can definitely save a lot of money. Want to give an honourable mention to a few of the other players down there. So 6.6 million gets you Duffy. Do you have, I forget who, have you got Duffy or is it me?
No, I used to have Duffy, but now
I've got Duffy.
I've got Pinnock now. I've got your one to watch. Just because of the price thing. Yeah, I've got him. Just because he's 6.1, I can spend my money elsewhere. I know that Pinnock will play week in, week out. And he gets a goal every now and again. He got a goal the other week. So, yeah.
Pinnock did he get a goal when he played Liverpool as well, was it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So Duffy's 6.6, he's on 47 points. Liveramento is 6.5, he's on 36 points so far this season. And then Janssen for Brentford as well, 6.2 for 40 points so far this season. So, any of the four of them is a perfect choice in defence to save you a bit of money. But I'm going for Pinnock, I'm going for Brentford. They've got a brilliant run of fixtures coming up. They've got Leicester, Burnley, Norwich, Newcastle. So definitely a chance that they might get some clean sheets in there again. And yeah, big up Brentford.
Fair play. I've got him in my team. I couldn't agree more with you. I think Pinnock's great. I think you need those players throughout your team that just save you money and play consistently. And Pinnock is definitely one of them. But my one to watch this week, Natalie, doesn't necessarily save you money, but he hopefully will start getting you goals. Romelu Lukaku is my one to watch this week.
Ooh,
very expensive. And the reason I've chose him is because he's a bit of a sleeping giant, isn't he, at the moment? I mean, a lot of people are getting frustrated with him because he's not scored in his past 4 games or something like that. But he's too good not to turn it around. Okay, he doesn't score against the top sides. We saw that in Serie A a little bit. We saw it when he plays for Belgium. But Chelsea have Norwich next, then they have Newcastle, and they have Burnley. So if you've already got Romelu Lukaku in your side, it's worth keeping him. I've got him in my side.
I do too.
And to be honest, I'm going to captain him this week. I know jokingly before you said captain Liverpool player, but I actually do think captaining Romelu Lukaku this week is a good shout. Up against Norwich, he's got to turn a tide at some stage. And Norwich, I'm sorry, but Romelu Lukaku is my one to watch for this week.
All right, you've got me thinking then, because I have Salah as my captain standard.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I would get that usually. Maybe it's just my United taking over a little bit, but I just think Romelu Lukaku against Norwich, he's going to bully those defenders as he did at the start of the season. It just shows a little bit, though, that the Premier League is a lot harder than Serie A. Do you know what I mean? You can come in, you can do it once or twice, but the standard here is a lot better. So Romelu Lukaku's got to turn it around, and I think he's going to start it very soon.
I really don't know what to do now you've said that, because you make such a good point about the fixtures, against the fact that they're playing Norwich and
But
Salah's
that's what I
playing
mean.
you guys.
I took Ronaldo out for Romelu Lukaku, and one of the reasons were because of the run of fixtures that Chelsea have. Like, nothing against Ronaldo, he's going to go back in my team.
Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley, Leicester.
You know what I mean? It's a decent run. I know they had Brentford last time out, and maybe he should have scored there and he should have scored more, but he's got to turn it around sometime, hasn't he?
I don't know what to do now. Oh, I can't decide.
Leave it. Wait until tonight. Chelsea are playing tonight.
Yes.
When we film this anyway in the Champions League. Let's see how it all turns out and then go from there.
Yes, but great point. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm really looking forward to speaking to you next week.
Good. Me too. You know what? If we beat them, that was a bit Keegan, that one.
I love it. I'll love it.
I'll love it if we beat them. No, I'll be here. Honestly, I'll be here, but I'm not sure.
But honestly, Karl, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if you beat them. Not because I think you're a better team than them, because clearly you're not. Because just the way Ollie seems to pull something out the bag. Yeah. And obviously, in my world, a draw would be you to beat them, or a draw. In my world, would be the better result.
You're already getting the excuses in for next week when we do beat them, and you're like, "Oh, well, it was good for me as well."
Yeah, it's great for me. Thanks for that.
We'll see.
I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to watching it.
Me too.
I'll be thinking about you. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Good luck with your picks for next week. Don't forget, you can join our league 997-6717. We're nearly 1,000 players, and we'll be doing another spot prize very, very shortly. And of course, if you join now, you'll instantly be able to see if you're higher than Karl and I. So I am 439, and Karl was 6'7" something, or 6. We're about 6, something like that. I am going to overtake Karl shortly. I feel it in my bone. Well, not shortly. Might give me a couple of weeks, but yeah.
Near the end of the season, maybe.
The end of the season, that's what counts. Thank you so much for joining us on the Tactics Board. Have a lovely week. Good luck with your picks, everyone.